Okay, I know some of y'all are going to hate me for this one, but I genuinely don't think Maddy Perez is just a victim. And before somebody runs to the comments, no, I'm not saying Nate didn't abuse her. He absolutely did. That man is a walking restraining order. What I'm saying is that we talk about Maddy like she had zero agency in anything that happened. And that's where I disagree. Because Maddy sees things. Like, she's not dumb at all. In fact, she's probably one of the most socially aware people in the entire show. She reads people fast. She knows exactly what makes people insecure. She knows exactly how to get attention. She knows exactly how to become the center of a room. That's a skill, a terrifying skill, but a skill. And honestly, I think people underestimate how much of Maddy is intentional. Look at her. Everything is curated, the makeup, the outfits, the nails, the confidence. Nothing about Maddy feels accidental. She built that version of herself. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Everybody performs. Literally everybody. You act differently at work than you do with your friends. You act differently on Instagram than you do crying in your bathroom at 2 a.m. We're all performing something. The difference is Maddy's performance is her identity. Being desired is her identity. Being the girl everyone looks at is her identity. And that's where things get messy. Because when Nate enters the picture, it's not like she doesn't see the red flags. Girl sees all the flags. They're not red anymore. They're crimson. They're burgundy. They're maroon. She knows he's controlling. She knows he's aggressive. She knows he's dangerous. But here's the uncomfortable part. I think part of her likes what being with Nate says about her. Not Nate himself, the status, the intensity, the obsession, because let's be real, some people would rather be obsessively wanted than quietly loved. And Maddy kind of strikes me as one of those people. Then people ask, why does she keep going back? And that's where everybody gets uncomfortable. Because nobody likes talking about the fact that victims can also make choices. Bad choices. Self-destructive choices. Choices that hurt them, but choices. Every time she goes back to Nate, she's not doing it because she suddenly forgot who he is. She knows. She remembers. She experienced it. And yet she returns, not because she's stupid, not because she's weak, because she's getting something out of it. And I know that's a harsh thing to say, but relationships are transactions. Not always financially, emotionally, psychologically. Everybody gets something. Maddy gets attention, validation, intensity, the feeling of being chosen. And she wants those things so badly that she's willing to pay an insane price for them. Now, let's talk about Cassie for a second, because this is where people really start acting selective. Everybody talks about what Nate did. Fair. Everybody talks about what Cassie did. Also fair. Nobody talks about how Maddy can be incredibly manipulative too. Like, are we watching the same show? Maddy is not some innocent angel floating through euphoria. She's controlling, she's intimidating, she's strategic. When she wants something, she pushes hard. And that's why I struggle when people put her into the victim box, because the victim box is too simple. Maddy is way more complicated than that. The saddest thing about her isn't Nate, it's that she genuinely believes her value comes from being wanted. Like, really think about that. What are Maddy's dreams? What does she actually want from life? Who is she outside of being desired? The show never really gives us an answer, because Maddy doesn't have one. She's built her entire identity around being beautiful enough, sexy enough, desirable enough. And when that's your identity, you start accepting things you shouldn't. You start confusing obsession with love, control with love, possession with love, drama with love. And suddenly a relationship that should have ended 6 months ago becomes your whole personality. That's the tragedy, not Nate. Maddy would have eventually run into this problem with somebody, because the issue existed before Nate. Nate just exposed it. And that's why I don't think she's purely a victim. Victims have things happen to them. Maddy is also making things happen, sometimes to herself, sometimes to other people, sometimes to everybody around her. And honestly, that's what makes her one of the most interesting characters on the show. She's not innocent, she's not evil, she's not helpless, she's not empowered, she's all of it at the same time. And that's way more uncomfortable than simply calling her a victim. So now I'm curious, do you think Maddy is mostly a victim of Nate? Or do you think she played a role in creating her own mess too? Because I